Hey everyone, this is Thruveen and today we will be talking about multiple form processing using AI Builder. So now let's get started. I already launched one of the tech series on form processing using AI Builder where I have explained you how we can process the any form or invoices and store the data to SharePoint or using Power Apps or Power Automate. Now, at that time, there was one limitation. We were able to process only a single form using a single AI Builder model. Now, what if we do have different invoices for the different customers? We need to process any of the form using AI Builder. So how we can achieve that requirement? We will be talking about that thing in detail over here. One important thing, I have divided this entire series into three different parts. In the first part that you are watching at this moment, we are going to upload different types of invoices into our AI builder. We will be processing them and we will be publishing them so that in next part we are able to use that published model to the Power Apps or Power Automate. In the second part, we are going to build this type of app wherein user is going to upload this type of invoice and based on the invoice it will pre-populate all the fields in a form and table, and when they click on save it will store all the data to appropriate list or libraries. And during the third part we are going to use same model in Power Automate and I am going to explain you how we can use AI builder form processor model using Power Automate. Now, without wasting much time, let's see how we can process multiple forms using form processing AI builder. So let's get started. Now, first of all, let me show you which are the two invoices that we are going to process here. So let's say for an example, this is one invoice example for PP trainings where they have this type of template where we have different information about the company, address, city, then phone number and email. Here is a invoice number, date, and this is the invoice to information where we have company information, city, phone number and email. Similar way, here we are showing everything into table format in quantity, description, unit price and line unit. And at last we are going to show subtotal, sales tax and total. So you can see the invoice layout is looking like this for PP Trainings company. Now let's say for an example, let's check the invoice for the second company. So here you can see that both the invoice layout are totally different. For Learn to All, we have date, invoice number, and in two section we would be having two company name, their address and city information. We are not capturing any phone number or email. And here we have a table where we have quantity, description, unit price and line unit. And at last we have subtotal, sales tax and total. Now, here you can see that both the invoices have totally different layout and different positioning of the field. Now, I want to process any of this form using AI Builder. So, my AI Builder architecture should be generalized which can process and train any of the forms, right? So, how can we achieve that? Let's see that first step over here. So first of all, open your Power Apps AI Builder. For that, just go to AI Builder from the left navigation and click on the build section. Now, here you just need to click on form processing. So let's click on that. Now, let's talk about some of the base practices before we creating this model. So let's say just go to the base practices section. They have explained you few things to you here. The first base practice is group the document with the same layout inside the collection and don't use with the different layout inside the same collection. This is something that I am going to explain in the processing part of the form. So let's talk about that later. Second best practice is that use the document with primarily text. Don't use document with lots of images and checkboxes. Third important thing is that you should use a simple document. Don't use complex document with nested tables or merged cells. And the fourth important thing is that each document should be a separate file. Don't use the files containing the multiple documents. Meaning, let's say this is my single invoice. So it should contain a single page. You should not append each invoice with each other. So it should be in a separate file. So these are some base practices that we need to follow. Now let's get started over here and just provide the name of your AI model. One more important thing that is mentioned here, that you should have 5 plus documents with the same layout. So let's say here I have two types of invoices, meaning for each individual invoices I should have 5 different example to be trained. So make sure that you have enough examples for training. For this particular demo, I am just going to use this Power Platform training invoice as well as learn to all invoices, and I am going to provide both of these invoices to my GitHub account, so you can practice more on that. You can directly download that and you can practice about this model. So check, the links are in the description box. Now let me give the name of this AI model as multiple form processing invoices, and let's click on create. The very first step is that you need to choose the information you want to extract from your model, meaning you need to define the different fields from your forms over here. So let's say for an example, here in invoices we need to define each individual fields from these invoices in order to make our data structure. And let's say in this particular invoice form we have more fields, and in this invoice form we have the lesser fields. So define the maximum fields over here, because this is the first step where we need to define all the fields, no matter if it is a part of your invoice or not, because on the later part, if that is not a part of your invoice, we can just exclude that field on the later section. But here you need to define maximize fields that are available in all of the invoices. So make sure about that thing. And second thing is that we need to define the table. So let's say here we have one table structure available, so that we need to define our table as well. So let's define both of these things over here for the first. So let's say for an example, let me talk about the field information. So here you can see that the company name, then it is a line street address, then that is the state city information, phone number and email. So we just need to define like this. First of all, let's define a field as company name, then let's say street address, then let's say phone number, email, city or state, then we need invoice number, date, then we need invoice to company name, address, phone and email. Invoice to company name, invoice to street address, invoice to state city, invoice to email, invoice to phone. Then we would be having subtotal, sales tax and total information. So let's capture that. Subtotal, total. Right? Now let's define one table. Just click on new table. So let me just give the name of my table as line items. So let me just give the name of my table as line item product. Now we just need to enter the column name. So my columns are quantity, description, unit price and line total. So let's define that. Quantity, then description, unit price, line total. So we have defined all the four columns over here into line item products table, right? Now we have defined all our maximum fields as well as all the table information, right? If you have more than one table, you can define new table and create the second table as well, right? So in this example, I have a single table, so I'm just using a single table over here. So this is the very first step, right? So hope so far you are good with me. Now let's click on next. Now as a base practices, we have talked about the collection. Now it is saying me that add the collection of the documents, right? So here we need to create a collection for each individual layout, right? So Here in this example, I have two different types of layout available for my form processing. One is for Power Platform training and second is for Learn to All. So I need to create a separate collection in order to upload both the documents. So let's just click on new collection, right? And just give the name of your collection. So I'm just giving the name of my collection as PP training. So here what we need to do here is we need to upload all the documents. So I am going to upload from my local storage. You can also upload from your SharePoint or Azure Blob Storage. So I'm going to use my local computer, and for Power Platform training I have 5 sample documents. So I'm uploading all of those documents over here. So I'm just clicking on upload 5 documents and it will upload your documents over here. So you can upload more than 5 documents as well if you have. So at this moment I'm uploading only 5 documents, right? Now similar way I need to create a second collection for Learn to All. So I'm just clicking on new collection and giving the name of my collection. So my collection name is Learn to All, and now I'm uploading all 5 documents over here. So I'm just going to upload from my local storage, and from here I'm just uploading the forms for the Learn to All. So I'm uploading all 5 documents. So the second step has been completed, where we have added different documents into collection. Now just click on analyze. So it is analyzing your documents and this will take some time. Now the next step is to tag our documents. For that, just select any of the collection from the right hand side. So let's select this. And now it will show you all the uploaded documents by you. Now we need to map our fields with respect to detected words from the form. Now first of all, let's click on show detected words. So what it will do is it will highlight your detected words with the dotted line across the word like this. Now let's map our field with the form's detected word. So first of all, let's say this is my company name. So I'm just selecting this field and mark that as a company name. Similar way, this is my street address. So let's select that and let's mark as a street address. This is city, state. This is phone number. So just drag and let's select the field. This is the email. This is invoice number. This is date field. This is invoice to company name. This is invoice to state city. This is invoice to phone. This is invoice to email. Right? Now this is subtotal, sales tax and total. So let's detect that. Now in order to detect the table, let's just click on that and let's just click on tag table. So it will tag this as a table. This is the name of the table that we have defined in the second step. This is line item product, and now we just need to tag the column. So this is quantity column, description, unit price and line total. And now from here let's just preview the detected table, and the table has been detected successfully like this. Once all the fields from the form has been detected, it will mark that as a tick mark. Now we just need to move to the second document and we need to tag the document similar like the first form. And now let's just perform the same procedure. Second document has been done. So I have proceeded the similar procedure for all 5 forms from Power Platform training collection, and we just tagged all the documents properly. Once all the 5 documents from this particular Power Platform training collection is being tagged properly, we just need to move forward with the tagging procedure for our next collection, that is for Learn to All. So we just need to follow the same procedure over here. Like let's say this is our date field, this is our invoice number, this is the name for invoice to company, This is street address, and this is invoice to state city. This is the name of the company that has been detected from this logo. This is the table. So let's check the preview detected table. So let's just tag this table, and similar way let's tag the columns: quantity, description, unit price, and line item. Similar way, this is subtotal, sales tax, total. Now, here there are lots of fields that are not available into this particular form. So we just need to mark them as not available in the document. Like phone number is not available, email is not available, city state is not available. Then invoice to email and invoice to phone numbers are not available. So we just need to mark them as a not available field. And once you do that, after that it will mark test as a tag document. Now let's click on next. So let's follow the same procedure. Once all the documents has been trained, just click on next. So you will be redirected to this model summary page where you will be able to see all the collections that you have trained. And now we just need to click on train button from here. So let's click on train so that your model is going to be training and your model is about to train using this option. This will take some time, so let's just click on model section from here. So it will redirect you to this particular page, and now you can see here it is showing training over here. So this will take around 2 to 5 minutes based on the amount of form you have added in order to make for training, right? So let's wait for few time, and once it is trained it will show you the status as trained over here. So let's wait and check. And here we are. The model has been trained successfully and we can see the trained status over here. Just click on your model. Now from here let's make some testing. So let's just click on quick test and upload any of your document. So let's say I'm just uploading invoice sample 1 like this. And here we are. You can see that form has been detected perfectly. Similar way, let's upload the second type of invoice. So let me just upload one. And here we are. You can see that all the fields for second invoice has been detected properly, right? Now we are satisfied with the result of the invoices that we got over here, and now it's time to publish this model. So let's just click on publish. And here we are. Our model has been published successfully. Now we can use our published model into Power Apps or Power Automate. Now in my next session we will be talking about how we can use this multiple form processing published model to Power Apps in order to build this type of Power Apps where we detect all the fields and save the information to the SharePoint list. So stay connected with me into my next session. Hope this is clear for you now. If you have any question related to this topic, you can add your question in the comment section. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. Stay connected with me on Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter. Also, if you wish to have any Power Platform related training, just visit my website. It will redirect to my website homepage. Also, if you wish to listen different Power Platform related podcast, just click on this podcast link. It will be redirecting you to this particular page. From here, you can listen your favorite Power Platform related podcast on your favorite podcast platform of Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Ghana, and much more. Also, if you wish to listen different Power Platform related podcast, I have created a separate YouTube channel for that. Here you can listen your favorite Power Platform related podcast over here. So Please support my second YouTube channel, that is Digital Dhruvin, where I am only uploading different podcasts. And the beauty of podcast is I am going to upload a very short length podcast. So maximum the podcast length would be 2 minutes to 5 minutes. So here you can gain your knowledge of Power Platform using podcast platform. Hope this is clear for you now. This is Dhruvin signing off. See you in the next session. Have a great day. Goodbye.